What's going on, guys? So just got done prepping all my meals, got done working out, and I wanted to take a little bit of time and talk about this 90-day challenge that I'm doing. So this is not something I'm doing as part of a group. It's not something I'm doing with somebody. I'm not doing it for somebody. It's not something I saw online. This is 100% just doing it for me. I want to take these next 90 days and really go after my goal. One goal, and focus, and really just show up, be consistent. So the last couple of years, especially, but really the last decade, we'll go back. I've been struggling with weight and with fitness. So I came out of the military. I was 235. Probably about 15% body fat, maybe a little less. I had defined abs. I had a six-pack, and I was in great shape. I was strong, I was fit, looked good, was confident. And then let's fast forward a few years, a couple kids later, and just life, and I ballooned up to about 298 and probably about 25% body fat. But honestly, I never got on a scale, but that's just 100% an estimate. I wasn't confident, and it happened so slowly and steadily that I didn't really even notice it or see it until I saw pictures of myself. And then it was just like, wow, what have I done? I kind of went up and down a little bit. I'd get strict and get in the gym and start working out a little more off and on through the last maybe 5 years, we'll say. And saw some success. I got down from the 290s to like the 270s. And for a while, I kind of just sat there. And then last year, especially, had a little bit of success with the OMAD, did a little bit of keto as well, and also had some success really with OMAD, but it still wasn't enough. I got down to 244 at one point, but then my habits all came back and got up to about 260, 265. And yeah, right now, as I sit right here, still kind of dabbling a little bit with my weight, with my fitness, my diet, my nutrition. I'm about 255. I'm tired of it. I still see myself as a super athletic person. I long miss the days of not having to be nervous, taking my shirt off at the beach, or the very first time meeting my girlfriend. I'm scared of what she's gonna think of me or anything like that. And that was when I was 245 and in the best shape of my last couple of years. But I want to get out of that. I want to get back to being confident and being strong. It's not about aesthetics. It's not about how you look. That's a byproduct. That certainly is good. It makes you feel confident and sexy and attractive. But at the same time, it's also about health. It's also about longevity. It's also about confidence. It's also about practicality. You got to do stuff. You got to move. You got to defend yourself. You have to defend somebody else. Have to fight for your life in the middle of the ocean because you got in your cruise ship you're on sunk or something crazy. Is it extreme? Of course, but you should be physically prepared to live, to survive. So I need to get back to that. I need to take these next 90 days. I need to get focused. I need to focus on one thing, and that is to get fit. Lose weight, obviously. That's part of being fit. I've got to recomposition my body. I want to get rid of fat. I want to maintain my muscle. I want to gain more muscle. There's all these things that I want to do, and consequently, I try to come up with these ideas, these programs, these diets, these whatever that do that. That will gain 10 pounds of muscle, I'll lose 20 pounds of fat, and my bench will go up, my squat will go up, all this stuff, at the same time. I play rugby. I want to get super good shape for rugby, but then I find myself doing, like a 5-3-1 or 5x5 program for upper body, lower body, which is important, is good stuff, but does it translate to rugby athletic performance? That's debatable, but I'm going to say no. In my case, it definitely did not. I need to be doing more burpees and less bench press. I really just want to focus 100% of my energy these next 90 days of getting as lean as possible. So Dan John, he's a strength and training coordinator. A strength and training coach, known for his old school ways. And one of his quotes in his book, Never Let Go, talking about the velocity diet, is fat loss is an all-out war. Take a certain period of time, and I think in the book he talks about 28 days, and do nothing except try to lose fat. So don't try to lose fat and gain strength. Don't try to lose fat and gain muscle. just lose fat. All right, the rest of the stuff you can work on later. So that is what I'm going for these next 90 days. Is I want to get as lean and as fit as possible. I got a tough job. I work 60 hours a week, sometimes even more. I got 2 kids, got a house to take care of. But I'm going to take the time. I'm going to make the time, and my nutrition is going to be on point. My workouts are going to be on point, and overall, I'm going to get back to that intermittent fasting. So I'm going to do some alternate day fasting. I'll talk about here in a second. But yeah, that's kind of just my motivation and why I want to do this, why it's so important to me, and really just kind of want to see what I can do when I'm focused and really driven for these next 90 days and see what happens. Hopefully get some great results. I don't think that there's any way I can be disappointed if I really give my all. But there's a lot to be said that you get to the end and you knew you gave it all, and maybe you didn't reach your goal, which I have some numbers in mind. 235 is my goal weight, less than 15% body fat. Basically puts me back to where I was in the military. But maybe I don't get there. But if I know that I spend these next 90 days, or in this case, if I'm in the future here, 90 days, the last 90 days, doing everything that I could, and giving it my best effort, adhering to the plan that I came up with, and really sticking to it, then I'll be okay with that. I knew that I did my best. So there's a lot to be said about that. At the end of the day, when you look back on a loss from a sporting event, whether it be football, whether it be rugby, whether it be baseball, whatever thing you do, or a job, you look back on a contract you might have won or lost or whatever. Let's say you got fired from your job, or a relationship. Let's say you go through a relationship and you break up. The only time that you're ever going to have regret is if deep down you know that you didn't give your all, that you know that you didn't do your best, that you didn't exhaust every single possible way to reach that goal, to reach that completion of whatever it might have been. If you can look back and say that, nope, I did everything I possibly could, you're not going to have regrets. Yeah, it's going to suck. You're going to wish that you had met that goal, whatever, but you're not going to sit there and say, oh, I could have done better, or what if I did this a little bit better, or whatever. And that's true in anything in life. So I get to the end of these 90 days, and as long as I know that I really gave my all, and was focused and disciplined, then I'm going to be in a pretty good spot, and I'm going to be happy with the results. So what the plan is with this 90-day challenge is really pretty simple. So my workouts, I'm going to be working out 6 days a week. I'll be working out mostly in the mornings, with the exception of the weekends sometimes. But in the mornings, I like training because a bunch of reasons. Number one, you're going to keep your cortisol down at night when you're trying to go to sleep. You do a super hard workout, pump an iron, whatever it might be. You're putting your body in a state of stress. And sometimes it's going to affect your sleep. Not always. Sometimes it's going to help you sleep, but sometimes it's also going to help you stay awake all night. I already had problems sleeping sometimes, so I want to train mostly in the mornings when I can. Plus, there's a lot to be said about just getting out of bed, going to do that workout, and having it done. You get done with something super hard first thing in the morning, and it's just like, man, I can do anything today. So you read all these things about people getting up at 4 in the morning and 5 in the morning and whatever. It's hard, it sucks, but there's a lot to be said about living that kind of lifestyle. So training is going to be 6 days a week. All right. So every single training session is going to have some sort of metabolic conditioning in it. It's going to have some cardio piece to it. Warm-ups are super important to me, and I like to start the workout really in the warm-up. So I'm going to have some sort of something that's going to give me sweating, something that's going to be breathing heavy, burn some fat, get the heart rate up, the beginning of the workout as well as the end of the workout, the finisher. So as far as like my strength movements that I'll be doing, I'm going to do basically three different workouts twice a week. All right, so one workout is going to be legs, very, very heavy legs. Next one is going to be chest and back, and then the next one is going to be shoulders and arms. So kind of a bro split, but at the same time, I'm excited to do it because for a while I've been training full body, and it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot out of you. So excited to break it up like this, and each workout should be right around an hour and 10 minutes at most, and should get some really good results. So in addition to the training, I'm also going to try to do some sort of non-exercise activity a day. That's going to also increase my metabolism, increase my calories burned and whatnot. So walking is the easy one. every day I go to work. I walk about 2.5 miles ish, 2.5 to 3 miles, and to be clear, I drive about 40 minutes, and then I park, and then I have to walk about a mile and a half in and out of work every day. So, but I've always found that Monday through Friday, sometimes Monday through Saturday or whatever, if I got to work the weekend, that my step count is 7,000 to 8,000. But then the days that I'm not working, it's like 700, 800. So try to increase that every single day. The days that I'm not working, try to get some extra activity in somehow, whether that be cleaning or whatever it might be. But can definitely be a good thing, and will just cause increased fat burn and increased metabolism. So then we're going to get into the diet. So the diet is not going to be anything extravagant, crazy, nothing fattish, with the exception of I am going to be doing some 5-2 intermittent fasting. So 5-2 alternate day fasting. 5 days a week, I'm going to eat relatively normal. It's still going to be within, the macros that I want to get, the macros that I want to hit, which I'll talk about here in a second. But ultimately, it is not... it doesn't have to be as controlled, because some weeks I want it to be super focused and super controlled. Most of the time I do, but sometimes I want to go out. I want to go out and eat sushi with my friend. I want to go out with my brother and go see a movie and not have to worry about eating some popcorn. The Super Bowl is this Sunday. I want to be able to eat something, good, but not go off the bandwagon. So, but during every week, again, that's 5 days of relatively normal eating. 2 days will be 24-hour fast. 2 non-consecutive days will be a 24-hour fast. So, for instance, yesterday at 9 o'clock was the last time I ate. So right now it's about 5, and I don't plan on eating anything until 9. I think I'm actually going to go all the way till the morning. But normally it's going to spend a 24-hour span. So 7 o'clock until 7 o'clock the next day, I don't eat anything at all. The only thing I'm going to ingest at all is going to be water and some black coffee. Then, when that 7 o'clock mark hits, even though it's that same day, it's a 24-hour window has gone by, I can get a 500-calorie meal. So it could be, just some chicken breast, some rice, whatever, something small but super healthy. 500 calories, nothing more than 500 calories. Or it could just be a protein shake, almond milk protein shake, something like that. That'll give me a lot of protein. Because protein is my biggest concern. I want to make sure I'm taking as much protein during this phase as possible, because I don't want to lose muscle mass. I have a pretty good amount I've always lifted heavy over the years, ever since high school. I've built some good muscles over time, so I don't want to just get super skinny and lose all that. So I want to keep my protein up, and then again with the workouts are going to be very focused on lifting. So yeah, there's going to be some Metcon stuff where I'll be doing kettlebell swings and rowing and everything like that. But every single day I'll be doing some component of strength. So that's the 5-2 diet plan that basically I'm going to be doing. I think it works well for me. It's going to allow me to get some good food, get some healthy food, enjoy the food for the most part. I think also that it's overall to keep my sanity okay, because there is a little bit of room there to go off the bandwagon. So what I mean by that is right now I have this hate relationship with food. So I'll come up with a plan, 2,000 calories a day or 3,000 calories a day or whatever, and super planned out and strict, and then my friend invites me to go out to eat or something, and all of a sudden I feel guilty. So what I mean by that is, like last week I was on this pretty strict plan of just protein shakes basically during the week, and the velocity diet. Any of you that have heard of it, I can do a whole video on that some other time, but pretty extreme diet. So my brother messaged me and says, "Hey man, you want to go see Bad Boys 2?" And I was like, hell yeah, I want to go see Bad Boys 2. Let's do it. But then I started thinking about it, because he wanted to go to this place called Cinema Cafe, where you basically eat. So you can eat popcorn, you can eat pizza, you can eat hot dogs, burgers, a bunch of stuff that's super unhealthy. And he told me he wanted to go there, and I was like, okay, but I can't eat anything. And then I started thinking about maybe I can do a grilled chicken breast, or maybe I can make something healthy that they have there. And I started thinking about eating fries and this. I got this super guilty conscience, and I hated it. I was so mad at myself. I was so worried about having to take all this extra food in, and it sucked. Like, who wants to live like that? Who wants to be fearful of food? So I don't want to just go completely off the bandwagon, but if my brother wants to go out to see a movie sometime, I don't want to have to sit there and be like, well, no, I can't eat anything. So, my girlfriend and I were talking a while ago, and she was like, what do you want to do with this? Do you want to look like this guy? You want to look like this guy? And, showed some different examples, and then I pulled some up as well. And, the guys that have 7-8% body fat that are damn near stage ready on a regular basis, I don't want that. I don't want to live that life. I don't want to be so cut that I can't even look at a cheeseburger without, gaining a pound of fat. So I want to be able to enjoy my life a little bit. But also those 2 days of fasting, there's so many benefits from fasting that people just don't fully realize, and it's getting more known now. There's a lot of science behind it. I'm not going to get into the science right now, but there's a lot of benefits from fasting. It also just gives your body a rest, gives your digestive tract a rest, and during some of those hours that you're fasting, your body is basically just torching body fat. It's just living off of body fat. Your glycogen scores are exhausted, and you're just living off of body fat, and that's kind of where I want to be. So there's a lot of different ways you can do that. Intermittent fasting is one of them. Keto is another good way to do that. And you could also do different versions, different varieties of intermittent fasting. But the 5-2, I think ultimately is going to be putting me where I want to be and not sacrificing, quality of life too much. So pretty excited about that. So the days that I'm eating, again, I'm going to be a little strict here. There's going to be some days during these 90 days where I probably won't be. Again, like I said, Super Bowl's on Sunday. At some point, it's going to be harder to track. You go out to eat at a sushi restaurant, for instance, and so it's going to be a little bit hard to figure out your exact macros and whatnot. So the days that are like that, I'm going to kind of just have an estimate and just not overdo it. But either way, yeah, I think it's going to be a good plan, the 5-2. So the days that I am being super strict, I'm going to be basically doing 2,700 calories a day and 250 grams of protein a day. So what about carbs? What about fats? I don't care so much about carbs and fats. So carbs and fats, basically, you're going to make up your energy source, your fuel. Protein can as well too, but carbs is your body's preferred source unless you're fat adapted. Which I'm not going to get into, but it'll also use fat too. So if you take a little bit more fat than carbs, you're okay. If you take a little bit more carbs than fat, it's okay. Your body's going to use it, and it's kind of about what your body responds to. So some people do really well just like a keto diet. Other people do great just having high carb diets. So those two I don't really care too much about. The plan I'm doing right now this week is like 65 grams of fat and like 230, 240 of carbs, and a bunch of protein. So the biggest thing is every day 2,700 calories, number one. 250 grams of protein. Okay, the carbs and fat makeup is a little less important to me. So the 2,700 will put me into a calorie deficit, and those 250 grams of protein will help maintain most of my muscle mass. So guys, that's pretty much it. That is my 90-day challenge to myself. So we're gonna get as lean as possible. We're gonna be training 6 days a week, and we're gonna be doing a 5-2 alternate day fasting approach with the good days, the days I'm eating about 2,700 calories and 250 grams of protein. So I plan on documenting this whole journey, and I'm pretty excited to go through it, and we'll do some before and after pictures. I'll go do the first round of before right now, and we'll get right into it. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it kind of just gave you a little background of what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and hopefully maybe inspired somebody to go on your own 90-day journey. And really, this is just a stepping stone. This is not just a 90-day thing. This is really a lifestyle that I want to get into. This is really something that I want to take forward with me and do every single day for the rest of my life. Is it always going to be the exact same? No, of course, because you have to kind of tweak it and adjust it, as you see fit, as your body needs. But this 90-day path is the first step in my mind as a step into that direction, that journey. So hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you guys later. than before. So this is 255. I think it was 256.1 this morning actually. I'll show you in a minute. But just sucked in a little bit. Not too bad. Completely relaxed. And just relaxed. Sucked in, flexed a little bit. Just fully relaxed. Flexed. So, a lot of work, a lot of progress to be made, but this is where I'm at.